Hello YouTubes, this is Grimweird coming back at you with more Enigmatica 2 Expert Mod Pack playthrough action for Minecraft 1.12.2. Alrighty, so I am finally getting around to making some advanced rocketry machines. I've been threatening to do it for a long time, but we haven't really needed anything from it so far, so I haven't gotten around to it. But now we're actually putting stuff together. So we've been stalled at this point forever. But I did make a cutting machine, and I figured out how to put it together. So now I'm looking to put together my second machine, which is going to be a lathe. And I tried it once and it was acting funky, so I'm going to try it again here. So I've right-clicked the Vulpus Library Holo Projector. Shift right click opens the machine thing, so if I come over here and shift right click I can select which machine I am trying to project into the world. But I projected a lathe. We can see here it's got ghost blocks for everything, so that seems good. So now we're just going to try and build it. It was acting glitchy and strange the first time I tried, so oh, that's because those are machine structures, not machine casings. Aha. That is the problem. So if we go up here, we need machine structures. These guys. That would explain it. So that a power input plug, and the lathe. Now I'm just going to sort of spread these out and space them all over the place. That's going to make for very inefficient ME integration and power delivery, and etc. And I don't really care because, quite honestly, I don't. I want to understand these machines and play with them a bit before I get a feel for how I want to arrange them in an efficient manner. So I can always pull them up and rearrange them once I decide how I like them and once I try to put them into the world. So the first time I did this, the motor seemed to want to face a weird direction, so doing it that way that time so it matches the picture. I don't know if it matters. It probably doesn't, because I think this thing morphs when we're done. So now we've got it assembled. Now we're going to right click on it. Oh, and there it goes. It morphs. Neat. This thing didn't morph anywhere near as drastically. I almost feel like maybe it's glitched or something. It did sprout a blade and it did, put buttons out and etc. Output hatch, input hatch. Let's test this real quick. Steel. I know I'm going to need steel rods. And this thing is supposedly good at making steel rods, so let's throw some of those in there and see what it do. Oh, we got to give it some power first. Do it got the power? It do. And we got to turn it on. Does it drain power when it's just sitting here? No. Okay, good. So now let us throw some in. And there it goes. Ooh, and it makes 8 per. That is nice. That'll save me some stuff. Alrighty, so that's good. And I did test this guy already. So I have just thrown some wood in one side, and I'm getting log planks out the other. If we turn this back on, you can see the little wood graphic going across there. That's pretty cool. And this is giving me like 10 wood per log or something crazy. So we probably don't even need to do that much. That's a lot of wood. I have a feeling I'm going to regret not putting these, not getting these built earlier. Because that's some pretty good yields we're getting out of this stuff. Alright, so 2 down. Nice. So I think next I want to do... I don't know what I want to do next. I guess maybe the rolling machine. So when you're making these, sometimes they take coils and sometimes they take motors. And you can see them flashing between different colors here. So there are multiple tiers of stuff. We learned that here. They come in several tiers. You can pick which tier you're going to use. And it makes the machines faster. So when we look at that, again, this sort of confused me because it's under Vulpes Library, or however you pronounce that, instead of under Advanced Rocketry. But here we have the tiers of motors. So I'm making the advanced motor. This one uses copper and steel. This one uses gold and steel, the one I'm making. When you get up to the next stage up, it's using titanium. I don't have a ton of titanium now, and I don't want to make a ton of titanium. Not to go from a 1.5 to a 2. These machines are pretty fast anyway. The Elite motor is a speed 4, and that actually is real damn fast, but it requires dilithium. So what we're going to do is we're going to start out with the advanced motor with gold, and then once we actually travel to another planet or do whatever we need to do to get dilithium ore and dilithium dust and make dilithium crystals, then if we decide we need to upgrade, we can upgrade from the advanced motor straight to the dilithium or the elite motor. So that's the plan on motors. Sort of the same thing going on with coils. There are gold, copper, titanium, aluminum, and iridium. I'm not exactly sure which is the highest level one. Presumably titanium or iridium would be the highest level coil. But I've just been using iridium coils because we do have iridium, and titanium not so much. So that's how I'm sort of picking which I'm using of those optional components. And we can always change them up later. So, alright, so that's another one down. The rolling machine. Let's take a look at that one. I think this is probably the next one I want to do. It makes plates, and I want to see what kind of yields we get off of those. So the rolling machine, if we take a look at, have I already taught that up here? That we don't need rolling machine. Yes. And have I already taught it to my ME system? The ME system has been invaluable for this, so it's actually been sort of good for me to, and expand. You can see I've added a bunch of stuff in these top bunch of rows, all this stuff there for the machine structures and various pieces of garbage, the control circuits that are used in all of this, some of the iron frames and iron tubings and various other things that are used in here. So that's been really helpful, including the input hatches and output hatches and all of that stuff. It's been helpful to have all that. So I'm glad I sort of got my ME system upgraded a bit before I tackled advanced rocketry. And what I've been doing is I've just, every time I make a new machine, so for instance, let's say we were just done with the rolling machine, I would just bring it over here, plop it in there, and just rewrite over the rolling machine with the next machine we want to use, and then put it back in here. Because it really helps to, because I'm only ever probably going to make one rolling machine, so it seems silly to put it in here. However, it really does help make things easier to craft. So I just put it in my top left my top left spot of my molecular assembler, and then replace it when I'm done making it. So that allows me to go rolling, craft, and here's why I like to do it, because it shows me what I'm missing everywhere. Now obviously there's a ton of components here, so if I just tried to figure this all out by head or make it all individually, it would be a pain in the ass. But now I specifically know that I need to, I'm missing magnesium dust, so I don't have that taught. So I got to teach magnesium dust and a liquid I/O circuit board. So magnesium dust, that's easy enough. So we're going to probably want that through a pulverizer. So we got to turn this back to processing pattern. And then, not the crusher. Where's the pulverizer? It moved it around. Okay, there we go. So we're going to put that in our ME system. And then, what was the other thing? It was something like I/O circuit board. It was a circuit for liquid. This guy. So that's got to go back to there. And then make a thing for that. Refined circuit board. I bet I don't have any of that. So let's take a look for that. That is a Carpenter thing. Now I don't have my new Advanced Carpenter hooked up for the to the ME system yet. But these, at least initially, I'm just going to make these in bulk. So I'm going to want. One thing that's nice is though this is you get 1 for 3 iron. Well, here you get 1 for 1 iron. It does take more water. One of the limits we have now is that the water on our Advanced Carpenter is only 5,000. And it takes a total, or no, and it takes 5,000 millibuckets, so it uses up the entire tank. So that's a bit not great. I think I need to wire up a sink to it instead of the nuclear craft infinite water supply. But let's grab that. So I want, and I'm just going to make a bunch of these, so maybe 10 ingots and 20 iron ingot. Let's grab maybe grab maybe 10 of those and some redstone. And as I'm sitting here thinking about it, I definitely want to, I think, hook up a sink, see if we can get some faster throughput on the water on that thing. So let's look for a sink. And I have one. Go ahead and put these in here. So this goes in the molecular assembler. And that goes in a pulverizer. Not sure which pulverizer I want to put it in. I think I have a space over here. Yes. Done. So I hooked up this Nuclear Craft infinite water source the first time I used this, and I think it was just filling things up a bit too slow. So we're going to go ahead and grab some fluid conduits. Where are they? Here they are. Where do I want to put it? Sinks are sort of ugly, so I'm going to put the sink sort of out of the way here. And then we will just go ahead and go doink. Doink. And we go extract, always active. And insert. And now hopefully that'll be a bit faster water production, because we were totally limited by water the first time I tried this out, making a different kind of circuit. So that's the item input, output, there we go. So we throw that in there. There, it took a pair. And another. Alright, this is definitely going faster now that we are supplying water faster, because it has to, it uses the entire thing to do its recipe. And the problem with that is, I would totally put a bigger fluid tank in them, but the problem is, oops, we want fluid. So they make bigger ones, and I'd go ahead and put something like, a big or a huge, I'd go ahead and put the huge one on there. But this fluid laser relay, I can't seem to make it. And I've tried multiple times, and I just cannot do it. So I have energy laser relays. I throw them down in front of the atomic reconstructor. I shoot them over and over and over again. They never turn blue. So I haven't been able to make either of these. Either the blue one or the green one. Basically, any of these I make, they all stay red, and I can't change them. And since I can't change them, I can't make any of the bigger sizes of these. So that's sort of frustrating. Alright, we have 10. That's probably enough for now. Alright, so what are we doing again? We are trying to make a rolling machine. We are trying to make a rolling machine like this. So now we got all the things, or can craft all the things. And boom. It's a working on it. So yeah, that's what I go ahead and make, even though I'm only probably ever going to make one of that block, of that rolling machine block. That's actually been really helpful just for getting the damn thing done. So once we've successfully made it, I'll just pull this pattern out and recode it for the next thing we want to build. And there it is, done. So, got a rolling machine. Yay. What is the next thing we're going to build? I think it may be the electric arc furnace. Alright, I'll pull this out and I'll decide in a minute. Alright, so now what do we need to do to make this? I'm finding the quest book is actually handy for figuring out how much of everything I need. So I'm going to need 6 machine structures, which I got. I'm going to need 2 coils. So I've been using let's see, coil. I've been using gold coils. I got 1. I'm going to craft another. Actually, craft another 3 because I'm sure I'm going to need some more. Then I'm going to need 1 motor. I already pre-crafted a bunch of those. Oops, and I think for coils I actually want to use iridium ones, yeah. I don't know if it really matters, but may as well try that. The gold ones are what I'm using in the motor, so we'll use them up eventually. And so then a power input plug. Gonna need at least a couple more of those. So we got 1 of those. Then we're gonna need hatches. Gonna need an output hatch and an input hatch. Actually, I think this one might actually require 2 of those. Yeah, 2 input and 2 output hatches, and then a fluid input hatch. So we'll craft a few of those. We'll craft a few of those. Oops. Crushed row, so I'm going to have to make more of that. Let's see, did I have enough for 1? No, I don't. Alright, so I don't have this automated. So we need for rhodochrosite. We are pulverizing this, which means we need to zap rubies through the atomic reconstructor. I do not have my atomic reconstructor automated in any way. I probably should figure out how to do that. But for now, let's just go zap some rubies. I haven't really needed such huge amounts through this that I've felt the need to automate it, but that may change. And some of them walked out of our blast radius. Throwing a fail. There we go. Get him? We got him. Alright, so now if I throw those up here, and we were after a few hatches. Oh no, what's going on there? Did we not have that taught? I must have made a big batch of it and never got around to teaching it. Okay, so we'll go to process and pulverizer. Well, we got it now. I was worried I was going to have to make a new pulverizer until it dawned on me that I could probably put more than one ME interface on a machine. I mean, people usually just have one per machine. And I thought, hey, wait a minute. There are multiple sides on a pulverizer. So in the future, I'm going to make these, super fast pulverizers, and I'm going to put ME interfaces all over them. They're going to be like a spider trapped in a web. ME interfaces everywhere because they're so useful. All right, so now if we try this again, yay. Okay, now we're cooking. I think we are going to be in trouble soon, though, because I think we're going to need to fire something back up and make more calcium sulfate, but hopefully not too soon. Input hatch. Alright, so I was doing that because this one actually requires 2 of each. And then I think the other one was a fluid input hatch. Normal fluid input hatch. Is that all we need? Rolling machine, 6 of those, 2 of those, 1 of those. Why does that say incomplete? Oh, because I've got a... Why does that say incomplete? Oh, because there's different types of fluid inputs. So normal fluid input hatch from modular machinery. But this actually requires this. Alright, today I learned. Now it's complete. Alright, so I think we have everything to make this bad boy now. So, whoa, didn't want to come up here. So let's grab our holo projector. I'm going to shift right click and pick the... I forget how you move up and down through this list. Oh, you click drag, so I'm left clicking and dragging to move around in this list. And we are making the rolling machine. So that's the entire thing. It is a 3 by 4 by 2 high. Right about there looks good. So we got input hatches here. Yeah, looks close enough. Let's see if we can get this sucker to work. So power is up front on this one. I can already tell that's going to annoy me, and that's one of the reasons I'm doing it this way, is because this one the power is like, you know, back right. This one it's on the far right. This one it's like up front. So just figuring out how these machines fly and how they work and etc. That's why I'm not worried about particularly trying to put them together in a lean and efficient manner right now. I just want to sort of get them down and figure out how to make them work. So over here, we got the motor. Here we got a coil, another coil. What's in the middle? Machine structure, machine structure. And then output hatches. And then input hatches. Alrighty, and then we're going to right click on it. Ooh, fancy. Look at that. All right. I see you, Advanced Rocketry, in all your fanciness. Let's power this bad boy up and see if it chooches. See, I should have some more flux points on me. Yes. All right. Let's turn it on. Click on this to make sure it doesn't just drain power while it's on for no good reason, and it doesn't, so that's good. So now what can we make in this thing? So we are making the rolling machine. Uses. Iron and lubricant to make an iron plate. So we got to come up with some lubricant. That sounds like a whole nother project. I think we've got to get this running for the aluminum sheets. We can make plates pretty fast and easy, and for less energy, to be honest, I think, through our immersive engineering stuff. However, these sheets, I think we can only make through here. So if we do this, yeah, the only recipe is this machine. So we need to figure lubricant out. Yeah, so it looks like we're going to make a distillation tower. Wasn't exactly planning on making a distillation tower, but I'll add it to the list. And yeah, so I'll have to figure out how to do that. It looks like it's a multi-block structure from just enough petroleum, which I've never heard of before. So we will have to figure that bad boy out and get that built. All right, so we'll come back to that. Guess we can't test this guy quite yet, but at least we got it. So I'm going to pause here, check our runtime, and then we'll just keep trying to bash our way through getting all these tools out. So we can claim that and see what we get. Tape measure. The only time I tried to use a tape measure, that's the second or third one I got, it seemed really glitchy. I couldn't figure it out. It did things, but it didn't do what I wanted it to do, and then I couldn't clear it and whatever. So I probably need to read up on that if I ever want to use it. But let's see. So now the next thing we want to do is electric arc furnace might make some good stuff. It's to make steel and titanium. So it's probably a good idea to make that. And then the other thing I think we're thinking of is the precision assembler for making circuit boards. I'm not sure which circuit boards it makes. See if we can figure that out. So it'll actually make these guys for us. You can make them by hand, so I'm not sure. I guess probably you're getting better yield. Yeah, it looks like they cost less materials if you make them through the machine. And it's going to give us a bunch of other things that we need. So we're going to need to get that soon. Alright, well I think next I probably want to work on this guy just to see. We are using a lot of steel, so it would be good to see if we can get it at a discount using this. So we'll add that there. We can take the rolling machine off. Yeah. So now I can reprogram my rolling machine pattern to make the electric arc furnace. And we can throw that in the top left slot of our molecular assembler. And we can come here, arc, and hit craft and see what we're missing. We are missing heat-proof bricks. So let's see about that. Heat-proof bricks. Magma slime crystals. Cowabunga. We can make those. Let's see. Let's go ahead and make a recipe for those. And let's go ahead and see, is there a better way to do this? No, we'll just do it that way. For that, and then we also are going to need that, and then that, and then that. And now if we dump all of this in our molecular assembler, throw those here. So now, if we try to craft this, it will tell us what of that stuff we're missing, and we are missing, or whatever those slime balls are. Which I think we can make like that. Yes, we can make like that. So let's add one more recipe. We're going to add this recipe. Being a bit wild and crazy, just programming everything into our molecular assemblers, because now I have all of this junk programmed. So now if I decide I need to make even more, I can make another batch, another cube like this pretty easy. So I'm not worried about overtaxing or, using up all of that stuff too fast. Alright, so now let's go back to here. We're once again going arc furnace. Arc furnace. Next. And we can go. Start her up. I don't think I'd be able to survive this mod pack without this auto crafting, because this is just way too much work to try and make sure you've got all this stuff and etc. At least when you can make the patterns, it'll tell you whether you got the stuff, it'll tell you what you're missing. It'll make all the intermediates for you. Oh, you know what? The magma slime crystals don't go in our molecular assembler, they go in a smelter. So that's going to cause this to fail horribly. Do I have any room? No, I do not. That is unfortunate. I'm going to take the cactus one out because I'm out of cactus anyway. And I've been using floral powder for it. for my green dye. So let's throw that over here. Oh, and did it finish now? It did. Cool. So we got that. Nice. Feel the heat. Now we need 81 heat-proof bricks. I have a feeling we might need to go to gather some materials before we can make that, but let's give it a try. So we're going to hit craft. We have 5, so we need like 76 more. Yeah, so I think we probably need to teach it bricks and teach it nether bricks. And I should have soul sand in here. So we can grab some of that. I ought to keep it busy with soul sand for a while. But the nether bricks, I'm guessing we don't have bricks taught. Nope. And guessing we don't have nether bricks taught either. Nope. So we can do that. That's stuff from the old days, so we haven't had to use it recently. Yep, we want to do it that way. And then nether bricks, we want to... Is there a better, different way to do this? We just want to do this. But then I don't know that we have the two subsets, the ingots forms of those taught either. So we might have to teach those. So bricks. Let's see what it says now. We do have a bunch of those though, but no, we don't have them taught. But for now, let's just check it out. So heat proof. 76. Hey, it'll go. Nice. Alrighty. And then we want coils. If there was ever a machine I wanted to go fast, it's probably this one. So maybe we'll see if we have enough titanium to do a titanium coil. Oops, let's go here. Coil. Not actually sure which is better, titanium or iridium. You know what, let's just go ahead and make the iridium one. Can always make it faster later. So we got that. Are our heat-proof ones done yet? We got 83. So we got 2 extra. Cool, cool, cool. We've got, what else? Guess that's only the power input plug and then the 2 hatches. Plug. Hatch. And hatch. I think we might be in business. This is going to be a big boy probably. Stick it in the corner here. Oops, that's not what we want. Shift, right click. Electric arc furnace. This is the one we want. Shift, scroll down so that it shows us the whole structure. Okay, there's the whole structure. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a 5 by 5 base. And it looks like you get to choose where your hatches are. Maybe. I'm not sure what that means. So it's flashing input or output there, input or output there. So we probably, for ease of purpose, we're just probably going to put them up front. But that means that we could shove the whole thing back in the corner. Or in theory, we could shove the whole thing probably in a wall. Let's see. This thing sort of places its stuff in a mind of its own. Where's the power come in? The power's going to come in the top in any of those 3 spots. Why do you keep putting it there when I want you to put it somewhere else? I'm going to shove you a bit further back in the corner. There, that forced you to put it in the corner. So it's got a solid base, and then the rest. Solid, solid. Okay, so it does have a 3 by 3 empty. The coils go in like that. So I think we might want to just build this from the top down. Let's give that a try. So we're going to do that, that. Why is it showing 3 power? Does this thing actually require 3 power? Oh, it does require 3 power. Okay. Important safety tip. Plug. So we'll grab a couple more of those. Let's see. So we want that. And that. And that. That and that. That and that. Yay. Now we've confused it. Alright, well the next one was, I'll throw another one up over here just to get a feel for it. So the coils are 2 up front and 1 in back. So we got that makes sense that the coils are, so that means we need 2 more coils. All right. And then this is just the circle. Oh, we got to finish this off here. Direct miss. And now this one is solid with the furnace controller in front, and you get to pick where your inputs and outputs are. So we're going to go this here. Go left to right, so input, output. And then the bottom should just be solid. Solid like a rock. And then right click on it. Oh, it doesn't like something. Doesn't like something on the inside apparently. Oh, it's solid on the inside of this level. Okay. All right. That makes sense. Don't throw your stuff in there. What are you thinking? Oh wait, so we got that, and that. So we were missing something in the back. Does it like it now? No, it still doesn't like it. What do you not like? So it is apparently solid in that level, but that means I have... Oh, is that because I sent some back to my ME system? Ah, they're there. Alright, so we'll just need to fill that in. I thought you couldn't really need to fill this in because I'm out of bricks. But that's because I broke some. Something still seems a little funky there. Let's see, so where's my hollow projector? So that is 5, that's 25. And that's going to be 25 minus 3. So 22. Does it require a lot more input hatches? Did I screw that up too? No, it's only one input hatch, one output hatch. It says 81 blocks, but let's see, that's 25. And 23 is 48. And that's 58, 61, 64. 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 76. 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82. So either I counted wrong or something's going wrong there. Well, maybe I just used some up when I was making my other stuff. Let's see what it thinks about that. I'm not seeing any red X's. That's good. Turn on, it'll turn on. Power. Direct miss. At some point I should really change descend to away from shift because yeah. What happened to that thing? Did it fly away? That's a plug. What happened to my thing? It done disappeared. Flux points usually stay in the world. So let's make a few more of those. Let's try this again. Spin it. We got power. Alrighty, so let's see what this bad boy will do. Electric arc furnace. U for uses. It will turn sand into silicon. That sounds like a good time. Ooh, it'll do iron and charcoal into steel. A lot of the recipes actually require coal, but I'm a fan of charcoal because you can make tons of it. So I got 7 of those, and let's grab 7 iron, and let's see if it works. So that will go in the input hatch. Yeah, look at that bad boy go. Not too shabby. I think I'm currently making my steel in maybe the induction furnace, or I forget exactly where. But I don't know if it can use charcoal. Let's see, what am I doing? Steel, ingot. I am making it in the alloy furnace from 1 pulverized iron and 1 graphite. Well, sand into graphite is actually pretty nice too. So, all right. Well, anyway, that is probably we're probably getting on in time here. So I'm going to pause and take a look at our runtime and be right back. All right, and we've been at this for an hour, so we should really wrap up this episode. In between this episode and next, I'm going to make the precision assembler and crystallizer just to finish off this layer of machines. And then we'll sort of see what unlocks next as things to do. Destabilized class rate. I think we need to actually fly somewhere to get to that, maybe. Basic circuits. Yeah, so we'll just finish off these two machines, see what opens up next and where we want to go next. And at some point I'm probably going to have to, I have from loot chests, I have like a bunch of got a ton of launch pad material. I've got 147 of those. I think that's probably considerably more than we need. But so we'll have to figure out where we're going to set up a place to launch it. I assume we need to build rockets up on the surface and launch them. Got so many things claimed that I think I might actually launch them from about here. This might be a good place. I already have that claimed for a stuff that's underneath it. So a big chunk of my base is underneath this area. If we take a look here and go down. So yeah, we'll probably build ourselves a launching pad here and some rockets and stuff like that. I don't know. I've never done advanced rocketry. But anyway, that's it for this time, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.